Okay, ist ganz interessant. Kann ich ihm noch was fragen? Ja, ich kann mit ihm über seine Vorlesung sprechen. Ja, also dieses Wesen wird halt erforscht von den Leuten. Es kann sich endlos regenerieren und anpassen an neue Umgebungsbedingungen. Ist irgendwo in der Tiefe von Underrail versteckt. Und womöglich, ja, kann man dieses Wissen halt eben auf die Menschheit anwenden. Also das scheint doch bisher echt eine gute Sache zu sein. Did you enjoy it? It was rather interesting and really got me thinking. I am very pleased to hear that. As I have already mentioned during this lecture, if you want to have unlimited access to our knowledge, you could visit us in Upper Underrail. Lines and lines of people stand in the Institute's courtyard, waiting to be accepted as members of our institution. While the competition is strong, those who possess certain traits will always have an advantage. Please consider it, brother. Okay, wenn wir mal dort sind, schauen wir auf jeden Fall beim Institut vorbei. Ja. So, hier ist Rick. Er heißt niemand Besonderes, scheinbar. Norman. Hallo Norman. You come up to an average-height blonde man holding a real book in his hand, reading it quietly. He is dressed in a stylish high-cost suit while wearing equally fashionable shoes, all free of even a speck of dust. Meanwhile, his physique is as unimpressive as his scaled hair, seeing that an average South Underrailer can break him in two without breaking a sweat. He closes the book, takes a brief look at you, and begins the conversation with an entirely unique greeting. Can Ho, approacher? Can Ho. A joyful smile materializes on his face. Ah, finally someone who is not an uncultured swine. You speak Advertong, yes? You speakish Advertong, yay? Nah, I just repeated what you said. Ah, I see you are one of the uneducated ones, which doesn't flummox me one bit, considering your current location. This is Core City after all. No matter, since you're already here, I might as well educate you, if only a bit. Hear me. The language you witnessed me using is called Advertong, and it is a contemporary, modernized and improved version of the language most of us use, Common Tongue, as I will refer to it from now. For, you see, I was feeling indisposed and exhausted of all the inconsistencies and how do I express myself, unnaturalness of Common Tongue. Thus I, Professor Norman Heck of the University of this, one day made a conscious decision to liberate some of my time, sit down and do my best to ameliorate the stale mess into one endearing, beautiful language. Much pretty tongue. It resembles the Common Tongue, true, but only to a minuscule degree. For instance, Common Tongue was a language dominated by exceptions to rules, relying on memorizing phonic patterns in order to maintain proper pronunciation, strict sentence structure. I could go on and on. All this has been evicted in Advertong, for the whole language has been standardized and tuned towards absolute consistency in every aspect imaginable, creating a clearer, more natural lingual experience free of ambiguity. Much pretty. There is so much more to speak of it, but first I'd like for you to tell me why you're here and what do you want from me. Okay, also hat eine eigene Sprache entwickelt, die er logischer findet als das, was alle anderen sprechen. Ich glaube ja nicht, dass er sich durchsetzen kann, aber soll er probieren. I noticed the guy outside also speaks Advertong. Ah, yay, Rick Gentleman. He's my student and a bright young man, I must say. I started teaching him shortly after I had arrived to Core City. I rented this, how to refer to it without making it seem better than it actually is, space here, and I put up an Advertong course ad. Rick Gentleman was the first one to respond to the ad. He was the only one to respond to the ad. He clearly realized the importance of Advertong, unlike other denizens of this linguistic cesspit. I mean, even despite my disapproval of Common Tongue, the things I've heard here made my ears bleed and my mind well in agony. Being hammered in the head with hardcore and dominating every 2 seconds is only the beginning of the story. Pipeworker, atrocity. Da hat er nicht ganz unrecht. Advertong as an official language of, well, even a station, let alone a region, will have to wait. However, I hope that goal will be achieved one day. If that means teaching one student at a time, then I better persevere. Can you teach me a few Advertang phrases? You wish to learn a few phrases? Wonderful! It is my aim to proliferate the number of Advertang speakers, as you may have already deduced. What phrases are you interested in? I'm going to pulverize your bones and smash your skull to tiny bits? Naja, erstmal was Einfaches. Hello. That is an easy one. It's can ho. You already heard me say that one when we met. Be careful. A in can is pronounced like A in cargo. So can. Okay. Can ho. Und warum ist das jetzt besser als hello? Goodbye is a very simple word. Gun ho. It is quite similar to can ho. Okay. Naturally, you could also use a more complicated phrase like observe and do so close, which is most similar to see you around, or you could even say gargon, which is unique to Advertang. It's a word that expresses a happy goodbye. You look very nice today. Oh yay, that one is you are much pretty. Oh. It is a beautiful language, isn't it? Courtesy, or mean good, is the foundation of Advertang. Should you decide to learn more about the language, you would realize that it contains countless words which do not exist in Common Tongue, words which allow you to convey gentility and refinement in many beautiful ways. Afterwards, once you finally look back at the language you've had used before, it will seem like you had been outright cursing with pretty much every word you uttered. It will make you feel like a peasant. Ah ja, okay. Das überzeugt mich noch nicht ganz. Gut, was hat er hier generell über die Region zu sagen? Core City? It's just like most of South Underrail stations. Linguistically perverted to the point of creating an impression that commoners who live here are struggling with their very own language. And I thought Common Tongue in its untamed form was abhorrent enough. I just read that one day the way commoners converse here won't slither into my own speaking in some perfidious way. Indeed, coming here was a much mind-clunking experience. If it wasn't for my student, I would have gone insane listening to those JKK workers discussing their trims and other menial things. What can you tell me about the arena? God, that buffoonery? Buffoon so hard, please, I don't wish to speak about it. The arena is the sort of thing that appeals to only the most primitive Southerners, which is the majority. About JKK. As soon as I open my doors, I am greeted by the sight of their headquarters. They broadcast that perfectly dreadful arena, feeding it to the unwashed masses. On top of it, they organize betting to further relieve the poor creatures' already barren pockets. Their heads are already desolate, so why not their pockets too? I'd rather not have anything to do with JKK, do not do. And I have no better opinion of Cortec or Praetorian security for that matter. Primitive lot. Und die Oligarchy? I haven't personally met the few that rule. The oligarchs, that is. My information on them is limited, I'm afraid, but my personal experience, mostly from observation but also from other unfortunate incidents, dictates that I can only draw a single conclusion, which is that they are managing the city in a selfish, incompetent and rather oppressive manner. At least no one disturbs me anymore, if we ignore the environment itself, that is. Okay, see you around. In Advertang, also manchmal steht Advertang und manchmal Adventang. Ich dachte, das wäre ein Tippfehler, aber es ist doch häufig, also beides fast gleich oft vorhanden. Observant, you Soclos, Norman gentlemen. Remember that, please. Gut. Das ist hier wohl das Hauptquartier von JKK. Ja, hier stehen die Wachen, da geht's rein. Ein paar Fässer noch plündern. Dann mal hier reinschauen. The man stops typing and looks at you. Welcome to JKK headquarters, Mr. Thlyly. Mr. Thlyly, nice to meet you. My name is Van. How can I help you? What can you tell me about JKK? JKK is the major broadcasting organization in Core City. We make sure every arena match brought to everyone in both South and North Underrail. Even the poorest zoners get the chance to experience the brutality of the arena. Moreover, for those interested in betting on the arena matches, JKK is the organization responsible for it and much more. Without JKK, Core City would not be what it is today. I am looking for some work. Very good. And what kind of work are you looking for? I don't know. What do you have available? We might have something. If you'd excuse me for a brief moment, I'll see if we happen to have anything available. Van presses a button on his headset and starts speaking to someone. You pretend not to listen, but you can hear your name being mentioned a couple of times. The man remains almost expressionless, yet you somehow catch there's something wrong. After several minutes, the conversation ends. Mr. Thlyly, I am very sorry, but we can't offer you a working position here at JKK at the moment. The reason for this is, if I've been told correctly, that you're already working for a different organization. I apologize again and wish you a dominating day. Okay, jetzt habe ich mir das wohl verbaut. Mit allen Organisationen ins Geschäft zu kommen. Jetzt weiß ich natürlich nicht mal, was die mir angeboten hätten. Wobei ich denke, ja, mit Core-Tech bin ich schon ganz gut dran. Roleplaying technisch kann ich vielleicht irgendwelche Technologien rausziehen oder ähnliches. JKK, ja, das ganze Arena-Zeug ist doch eher Quatsch in meinen Augen. Na gut, thank you for your time, goodbye. Dann halt erstmal nicht. Kann ich hier wieder zurückgehen? Und hier dann hier gegenüber auf der nächsten Map wird wahrscheinlich die Praetorian Security sein. So. Map gibt's ja nicht, stimmt. Hier ist irgendeine Bar. Das sieht mächtig aus. Hier ist wahrscheinlich das Regierungsgebäude. Hier geht's wieder irgendwo runter. Da geht's irgendwo rein, wo ich nicht rein darf. Da ist auch irgendwas. Mit Hintereingang und mit einer Möglichkeit hoch zu klettern. Okay. Manor Guard. Ist irgendein Anwesen? The guard signals you to stop. Excuse me, sir, this is private property. State your business here. What is this place? This property belongs to the Taluski family, and access to the general public is strictly prohibited, unless, of course, you've been invited by one of the family members. In which case, you'd have to give me your name so that I can verify that you're on the list. Do the owners of this place offer any work? I'm looking to earn some coin. I am afraid not. Okay, ne? Ich habe keine Einladung. Selbst da komme ich wahrscheinlich nicht rein, weil er hier steht. Also, ja. Lass ich erstmal stehen. Da darf ich auch nicht rein. Gut. Jojo. I'm gonna be a hardcore enforcer. Na, wenn du meinst. Ich schaue jetzt mal kurz hier rein. Ob das eine andere Ebene ist oder einfach nur ein Raum oder ein Haus irgendwie. Das ist überschaubar. Hier sind verschiedene Apartments oder so. Ich darf natürlich nirgendwo rein. Eine Oddity nochmal. Sehr schön. Selbst da darf ich rein. An die Locker darf ich theoretisch nicht. Ich könnte ja mal reinschauen. Na, manche sind verschlossen. Ich schaue es mir an. Dürfte mich ja tatsächlich keiner sehen. Ah, Steelboots. Bringen mir auch nicht viel. Na, nix allzu tolles. Hier wahrscheinlich auch nicht, aber jetzt mache ich es halt voll auf. Eine Robe, ein Patching-Kit immerhin. Okay. Und was ist denn das hier? Ein Kühlschrank. Mit Mushroom Brew. Aber gibt nichts hier, niemandem zum Reden, also... Ja, bin ich hier auch schon durch. Nun gut. Dann gehe ich doch mal hier zu den Praetorians. Sehr mächtig hier. Hold it. You are approaching a restricted area. Only employees and recruits are allowed past this point. What is this place? This is Praetorian Security Headquarters, one of the most notable buildings in Core City. I'm guessing you're not from around here. You're right, I'm not from around here. I see, Praetorian Security is the largest defensive force in Core City. Our duty is to protect all those who live in Core City from internal and external threats. Any more questions? I'd like to join Praetorian Security. Your name? Flyly. Thank you, would you please wait here? I'll be back soon. Ja gut, er wird jetzt auch sehen, dass ich bei Core-Tech schon arbeite. Ja. My apologies, sir. Our source has just confirmed that you have in fact joined another major Core City organization. Due to strict rules here in Praetorian Security, I must decline your request. Na gut, dann ist halt so. Hoch muss ich ja dann eigentlich auch nicht. Darf ich wahrscheinlich auch gar nicht. Dann schauen wir mal noch hier raus. Weil das fast danach aussieht, als ob da wieder Drop Zone kommt. Nee, ist halbwegs zivilisiert. Oder? Ist zumindest aufgedeckt. Ich bin nicht sicher, wie das bei den anderen Maps war. Aber gut. Hier sind zumindest viele Leute. Also ich denke, da wird... Und Wachen. Also es wird, glaube ich, niemand hier die Leute überfallen. Dave. Hello, Dave. Yeah, we're small now, but given enough time, we'll be the most dominating bar in the city. Okay, eine Konkurrenz zur Hardcore City Bar. Was gibt's hier unten? Ja, jetzt bin ich wieder hier. Okay. Da ist alles rot. Ja, dann schaue ich mal hier in die Mitte rein. Giles, hello. You catch the man moving some heavy boxes, so his breathless but still polite greeting doesn't come as a surprise. This thin man, obviously not built for physically intensive work, puts down the last box on the desk near him before pulling out a bright and red handkerchief to wipe his sweat off his almost equally colored face. Afterwards, he steps in front of you and begins speaking, while the caressing breeze of the fan behind him cools him off. Whoosh, sorry. I'm Giles Pitt, and welcome to Core City Housing Corporation's sales office. He wipes the sweat off his forehead. How may I help you? What can you tell me about Core City Housing Corporations? Core City Housing Corporation is one of the most successful companies in Core City. Our goal is to provide complete and affordable housing and utility solutions to as many Core City residents as we can, running our business in compliance with the highest quality and safety standards. It's been 5 years since the company's inception, and during that time we've proven that we're here for you, and that we won't stop until we've provided everyone with a proper modern home. Who's the owner of the company? It's Miss Catherine Saywick. She's both the founder and the owner of the company. And who's that exactly? A successful businesswoman from North Underrail, from the famous Saywick family. Her frequent trips to Core City with her father, Reginald Saywick, made her see the opportunity to start a business here. I think we can both say that she'd made the right decision, right? You people don't do much business in Drop Zone, or am I wrong? Ah, Drop Zone. Well, that is an entirely different situation. And it is not up to me to discuss it, but know that we are doing our very best to bring proper housing solutions to as many residents of Core City as possible. Okay. What do you do here? I am the head manager of the sales office. Due to certain issues, let's have it at that, we're a bit understaffed at the moment. So I have to do more work than what says in my job descriptions. He shrugs. It can get a bit too hardcore at times, but what you gonna do? Understaffed seems like an understatement. Granted, Helga was helping me up a week ago, our interior decorations manager, but her unborn baby had different intentions. That adjective no longer applies, so you know. So I'm alone here now, but not for much longer, I hope. What do you think of the faceless invasion? It's a scary situation, I'm not going to lie. We all feel like there's a stalactite hanging over our heads, you know. In spite of that, I have faith in Praetorian security. They'll protect us from the invaders, I'm sure of it. But why don't we move on to a brighter subject? It's not like our talking is going to change anything, but makes us more anxious. And the arena? Arena provides the most brutal, hardcore, dominating, blood-spilling entertainment in Underrail. No question about it. So, if you enjoy watching gladiators maul each other to death, and who doesn't, then you ought to go and watch a match if you already haven't. Trust me, just go. Und lächelt.